Okay, in this video I'm going to go over some tips that you can use if you have a dog that's fearful of going on walks. Now this is for a virtual session I did with a 10-month-old Mini Dachshund named Gertie. Obviously, since it was a virtual session, I wasn't able to actually work with her, plus she's in California, I'm in Nebraska right now. So I'm going to use my trusted buddy Maxwell here to go over this. There's going to be a couple of steps that I want you to follow, so I'm going to kind of break it, or try to bracket it up here, but I'm just kind of ham and egging this. So the first thing you want to do is go to a park. Now you mentioned on the phone that Gertie doesn't like, basically Gertie's problem is she doesn't like the hustle and bustle of the part of LA that her guardians live in. Too much traffic and there's too many things going on. When you have a dog that's fearful of something, what you want to do, what I try to do as a dog behaviorist, is I create a situation which is the easiest version of that activity, the absolute easiest. I remove all of the things that are going to be potentially stressor or unpredictability. And once I get down to distill it down to the easiest version possible, then I'm basically going to help the dog practice at that easy version, whatever the activity is, until it gains confidence through the experience. Once the dog is confident at that level, then we'll move it to the next level up and gradually add in some stimulus or make the situation a little bit more challenging until eventually we work our way up to the real world situation. Now, when you're going through this process, it's paramount importance that the dog is not having a negative association. So if the dog is got its tail tucked or it's trembling or something like that, we're moving way too fast. The whole point of this, we want the dog to practice being nice and calm. Now, Gertie's guardians mentioned that she's calm and relaxed walking in a park in a big open green area. It's the sidewalks and the hustle and bustle and all that stuff that kind of gets her thrown. So I'm going to simulate that in my front yard, and I'm basically just going to mostly talk about it. I'll simulate it a little bit. But basically what you want to do is just find a situation where you can have a big open area. Gertie had actually a bad experience where a dog off leash charged her and they got tangled in the leash, and she was really fearful. This is like her first day home. And so that certainly didn't help. So if you find a big open park, you can see in every direction. If somebody starts walking towards you, you can immediately start walking away. If they keep on pivoting towards wherever you're going, say, "Please stop, I have a fearful dog," and then just turn around and walk away. Sometimes people just coincidentally happen to be walking in the direction that you happen to be standing in. But if you try to evade them a couple times, I find that works really well. So what we want to do at first, the first maybe 1 to 3 or 4 visits to a park, we want Gertie, I'd like you to carry Gertie into the car. I'd like her to not be exposed to the area around your home. I know that you do that a little bit when you take her out for potty, but it might even be better for potty breaks if you carry her to the area initially and put her down, let her do her business, and then pick her up and then carry her back. I'd like you to try to use the parks, and you're not going to have a long visit at the park, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Obviously practice social distancing and all that fun stuff. But this is just a nice little walk for you and the dog in the park. So the idea is you just have a couple walks, and these walks, these first 2 to anywhere 1 to 4 sessions, you're going to let Gertie kind of go wherever she wants as long as it's safe to do so. So kind of give her a lot of lead, make sure there's not tension on the leash. If she's just shut down, then you can use the next trick that I'm going to talk about for the next stage, which is using a little bit of cheese or something to motivate the dog to want to go around. Now, for dogs, they should smell that sniffing is how they experience the world. And Gertie, especially being a wiener dog, they have dogs with big ears. Those ears are designed to waft smells into their nose. And so it's very stimulating for them. It's also physically draining, and it's relaxing for dogs to sniff. So we want Gertie to be sniffing, and she's starting to do a little bit more and more. But it's one of those things where it's not going as, we might have to spike it a little bit by using the cheese. So again, the first 2 or 3 visits, keep it like 10 to 20 minutes long. Don't engage with any people, don't engage with any dogs. Try to just keep it on the grass, because that's going to be an area where it's going to be easy for her to find all sorts of smells. If you can find an area like a part of the park that a lot of dogs go to, and you can find a way to go there at a time where there aren't a lot of dogs, that would be ideal, because she's going to be attracted to the smells that the other dogs are going to be emitting. But really, any open park and open area, the most important thing is that she feels good and she just practices walking around on a leash in a relaxed state of mind. Once you get to anywhere from like 2 to 4 walks, you can start going to the next stage, which is we're going to gradually start increasing the stimulus. So at the park, I'd like you to look for somebody that's walking or jogging by, maybe a path where people are jogging. And then you want to kind of walk Gertie towards that path. And if she gets a little bit hung up, you can use this cheese trick that I promise I will show you in a sec. And the idea is just getting her used to walking parallel to the path. So if you get to the point where her tail gets tucked or she kind of pulls away, then you're getting too close. We want to find as close a distance as we can, where I can get her to sit or take a treat while somebody is walking or jogging by. Those are my 2 tests. If the dog can do that, they're probably pretty relaxed. And we want to, whenever possible, when she's meeting people, to keep her moving. And if you're kind of stuck in an area, just do loops. Dogs, when they're sit down and stop, they can focus on things that they're fearful of, and that really kind of it's not helpful for the process. So the first 2 or 3 visits to the park are just going to be walking around. She gets to kind one, when you're ready for the next stage, you're going to start kind of guiding her. So you're going to kind of pick the points. So don't pull her, let her kind of go for the most part where she wants, but try to kind of assert yourself a little bit, getting her going in the direction that you want, because that's eventually what we're going to do when we're on walks. The third stage, that would be anywhere from 2 to 4 walks. The third stage would be doing the parallel walking next to the path. I guess I jumped the gun a little bit in describing that. So you want to find the path and where people are walking or jogging by, and kind of walk alongside the path with them. And you don't have to match their speed, but we just want Gertie to practice being exposed to people without anything bad happening and no interaction. And again, remember, if she's darty or tucks her tail or breathes heavy or starts barking at them, increase the distance. You might have to be several feet away to begin with, and gradually get a little bit closer and closer. Now, when you actually get to the path, we'd like, if she starts getting shut down, this is where you can use the cheese. Now, I've gone ahead and set this up ahead of time, and this is probably what I would recommend you do the first time you use the cheese. Instead of showing the dog that you're doing the cheese, we want to kind of leave it in strategic places. So I'm going to kind of get up and walk with Maxie, and so let's say that Gertie is kind of getting a little bit uncomfortable. Well, I'm going to lead her to where that I put this straight cheese. I don't want a ton of cheese, and it's just mostly the dog in the shot. I don't need a whole bunch of cheese. The reason I like using finely shredded cheese like this is you see Max is really, and so this is helping him kind of stimulating him kind of getting down to the ground and using his nose. Now he's licking up the cheese, so he's not actually sniffing, but if you go to a place you find $100 bill in the lobby in the place, well, next time you go there, you're going to be checking the lobby looking for $100 bills. So you might want to do kind of an angle towards the sidewalk, and again, a little clump of cheese, and then spread it out a course of maybe a foot and a half. So once the dog has pretty much gotten all of it, and when you're doing these things, I forgot to mention this, when Gertie is sniffing, that is what we want her to do. So if she's just stopping and sniffing things, let her sniff as much as she wants. I'm not worried about how long you walk. I want her using her nose while she's on a walk. Now, after a while, she'll get bored with whatever the smell is, and then she'll move to the next one. So Max has still got some cheese here, but we're going to go ahead and walk a little bit further on. Now, if you put some cheese down here a little bit across the way. So now, Max, don't pull her, Max, and kind of tap with your foot. And look at that, Max has now discovered some more cheese. So again, this is promoting Max to kind of get this cheese and lick it up, and it's a good positive thing. And then maybe about 20 feet away on the other side of the path, you put a little bit of cheese. You don't want to have cheese the whole time. We just want to have little clumps of cheese, little areas where he can stop. And if there's a part of the path where a lot of people are coming by and Gertie has problems with it, you might want to find whatever, you want to get as close as you can where she'll sit while those people pass. And then put a couple stripes of cheese and let her practice doing that, and gradually get her closer and closer while people are going up and down this path. Gertie is just on the grass sniffing and getting up that cheese. She's practicing not reacting to them. She's practicing having something good and positive happen to them, and she's using her nose, and she's doing all the things she wants. This is going to entice her to want to start using her nose more and more on walks. But one thing that people don't realize on walks, dogs burn more energy on a walk by sniffing than they do from the locomotion of walking. So we always think about getting back to her home or completing a circuit. So instead, she gives herself a duration of time of walking 10 minutes this way, and then if I only have 20 minutes for walking across the street at my halfway point, and walk so I have fresh sniffs on the way back. And again, if your dog doesn't like to sniff like Gertie, then you can do the cheese trick with Max. Like use finely shredded cheese. Just make sure your dog is not lactose intolerant. That'll cause all sorts of other problems if that is not the case. So now we've gotten Gertie to the point where she's close to the path and people are passing by. So we want to kind of pick and choose our battles. At first, just find a place where people are walking or running or just rollerblading by. Not a lot of speed. Then eventually you want to find a path where it's going to be a little bit busier. There's a little bit more people there. And maybe now you're finding a path where there's some dogs. Now for dogs, we want to again keep that distance. So we want to do parallel walking. So if the dog and the handler on the path, you and Gertie are in the grass walking at whatever distance you need to keep for Gertie to feel comfortable so that she doesn't perceive that dog as being a threat. Again, what is she doing? She's practicing going on a walk near other dogs, near other people without anything bad happening. At this point, you don't need to use the cheese unless she's reacting. But again, if she's reacting, increase the distance. The whole point is to get her to the point where she's actually walking amongst people with no cheese or very limited cheese, random places, and because she's confident because you built her up. So again, at any stage of this, if she starts showing signs of distress, anxiety, breathing heavy, drooling, panting, increase the distance. And don't be afraid to walk away and give her a little bit of a break. Maybe do this for for 5 minutes, and then take her to the big open patch of grass, let her sniff around, you guys grab a seat, chill out for a couple minutes, let her relax. This can be very physically taxing for a dog if she's scared. But the whole point of it is, if you're doing it right, she shouldn't be scared. She should appear to be calm and relaxed and balanced. This is probably going to take anywhere from like 4 to 5 to 10 or 20 visits to the park. Now, while you're doing this, I want you to try to limit, at least for the first 2 to 5 visits to the park, I'd like you to try to limit as much exposure to the crazy walking stimulus in your normal neighborhood. Try to find places, times where you're not going to have a lot of people, or areas where you're not going to see a lot of people or dogs. Coronavirus, I know right now a lot of people are supposed to be at home, you don't see people in the streets, but it does give you the ability to keep that distance, which will help. But I think that the more walks you have in your urban setting are going to be debilitating for her, so we want to really emphasize doing these walks at a park. And if you can do it 2 or 3 times a day, well,